Hello, I'm Brigantiablackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Thursday and welcome to our Litha video of this week. We're going to talk about decorations and we will begin with talking about colors. Now, Litha, as we know, is all about the sun and the sun being at the very height of its power. So all of the fiery colors take center stage. Think yellows, oranges, reds, hot pinks, bright whites. Now, the tricky part is not using these colors and ending up creating an autumnal effect, which in June is not really what any of us want. So if we use bright, clear tones, that's probably going to be the best way to avoid looking like you're preparing for an autumn festival instead of a really momentous summer one. Now for flowers, I think anything that's blooming in June, particularly around solstice time, is completely appropriate to use in Litha Decor. And it's even better if we're able to create floral arrangements from what we have in our own gardens. Alternatively, we could buy fresh flowers, which is admittedly expensive, or we could bring out the faux flowers just to add the color. Even though that doesn't add the energy that's inherent in real flowers, we still have the visuals, we still have the colors, and it counts for something. Now, as far as the types of flowers you might use, you might choose to include roses, as many roses are in full bloom in June and really putting on a good show. But equally popular are sunflowers, daisies, chamomile, and I would say that any flower that has a yellow center and bright petals would be especially fitting. Now, crystals. I gleefully use all of my yellow, orange, red, pink, and white crystals on my altar for Litha. My favorites include citrine, carnelian, red jasper, rose quartz, and tumbled cracked quartz. But by no means are these your only options if you want to use crystals to dress up your Litha decor. Diamonds, now granted, most of us are not showered in diamonds to such an extent that we can use them in decor, and if you are, please share with the rest of us. But it is something that is associated with Litha. There's also emeralds, and tumbled emeralds are really not that super expensive, especially if you buy just the bitty ones. But we could also use jade, lapis lazuli, and tiger's eye. And if you're creating sachets for Litha, if you pop a Litha-connected crystal in with your herbs, it helps amplify the intended effect. Now, we have a couple trees that are associated with Litha, but by far, holly and oak are the most prominent. And for obvious reasons, the legend of the Oak King and the Holly King and having their biannual changing of the guard. Now, if you have figurines or statues of gods that fulfill the Oak King and Holly King roles in your practice, you could arrange them to appear that they're ready to engage in combat, because that is one of the themes of the Sabbat. And then you could use some faux florals to create little miniature crowns of oak and holly and then situate those on top of their heads. I think it could be very striking. Alternatively, you could cut a small portion of an oak tree and a holly tree and then arrange them as a symbol of that changing of the guard. Now, when it comes to herbs, St. John's wort is traditionally harvested at Litha, and it has a variety of magical, practical, and decorative uses. It can be dried over the midsummer bonfire and then hung near windows to ward away unfriendly energies, or we could keep the dried leaves in a small pouch that fits into our pockets, and that can help us manage more difficult emotions. But St. John's wort is also known to attract love, so if you happen to be single this summer and you're looking for a new partner and, when Litha comes around, keeping a bit of St. John's wort close to you will be helpful in your endeavors to find a new partner. Now, as far as other decorations go, sun catchers, whether bought or made, are absolutely perfect for this Sabbat. If you are someone who changes your bedspread or your curtains or pillows or anything of that sort on a seasonal basis, if you adopt fiery and summery colors, it's a way to add a bit of Litha atmosphere to your surroundings. You could keep a bowl of citrus fruits with lemon taking center stage. You could weave a sunwheel in very bright, fiery colors. You could construct a sunmobile using dried oranges and dried lemon slices and just hang them around and put them at a window or wherever you would like a little bit of that fresh citrus scent. I've also seen crocheted sun coasters in saffron yellow, which if you're a crafty sort of person and you figured out how to crochet, which I admit, left-handed creature that I am, I have found crocheting quite challenging. But if you know how to do that, that could be a fun project for you to take on. I don't think it would take up a whole bunch of your time to make. And for a little bit more involved decor, we could construct a fairy village within the garden. Fairies are associated with Litha, and there are tons of tutorials online about using leftover and found materials of very ordinary stuff to create farming fairy houses and have a very charming effect to it. These, of course, are just a few possibilities to explore. Many of these use things we already have on hand or wouldn't be expensive to buy. Now, on the Discord group, I recently created a category called the Wheel of the Year, and under that category, I have a Litha channel within it. And the decor, recipes, rituals, all that and more are posted daily. So if you're looking for a little help with brainstorming, there are tons of links to articles and videos that you can use as additional resources. And also, it's a great place to post pictures of any Litha decor you might use this year. I'm a bit behind schedule. I need to post what I've been doing, but I'll get to that in due course, and hopefully other members of Blackbird's Brew will do that as well. If you've not already joined us, there is, as always, a link in the description box below. You click it, it takes you right to us. You'll be able to explore all of our various categories and channels within those categories, and hopefully have some really good conversations too, so you'd be very welcome there. But I think that will do it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!